Hey everybody, this is Tammy with Capital City RIA, and I've got a very, very special guest here with me. I've got the one and only, the renowned Mr. Ted Thomas, and it is such a pleasure to have you here, sir. Thank you so much. For those of you that don't know, Capital City RIA is the Washington, D.C., Maryland, Virginia Premier Real Estate Investors Association. We are the fastest growing real estate investor association in the whole entire tri-state area and regionally. And it's really super exciting. And we love being able to support incredible people like you, Ted, and just an honor. I'd love to share with everybody a little bit about you. I know that you are hands down the foremost international and national tax lien certificate and tax default property authority. And you have been in this business doing this exact niche for as long as I can remember. It's got to be, what, 20, 30 years.
It's 30 years. You're right. Absolutely.
Wow.
I used to have black hair and I was skinny. Wow.
You still look great.
Yeah, well, it's on video. You can't really tell. There's a lot of I don't only face. I don't do sideways. Otherwise, it's just like whoa.
But I love the white hair. I don't miss the black hair because this is the real you.
Right. Exactly.
That's
exactly.
the real you.
Yeah.
You are also a best-selling author, and I wouldn't honestly say that you teach. You're an educator.
Right.
And you really help inspire people and educate them on how to do, implement, create, and achieve the successes that you've created by following your system. When you share with them exactly what it is that they need to do, they're able to achieve those results. And to me, that is someone that's an educator, not a teacher.
Which really means I already made all the mistakes so they don't have to.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
So tell me a little bit about where you are now, Ted. What are you into other than tax liens? What's Ted been
Okay. Well, first of all, I'll take you back a while. My first career was as a pilot, and I flew for Aloha Airlines in Honolulu, Hawaii. And then when I found out that I could make money in real estate, I actually resigned from the airlines, and I went in the real estate business, but not in the housing part. I bought apartment properties and office buildings, and we did that with investors. So it was an investor group. There's a guy sneaking around the corner there. Is that gentleman Jim, or is that your son?
He wants to see you. Come
in here. Come on and say hello to Jen. Here he is. Yeah.
Hello,
young man.
Good. How are you?
This is gentleman Jim.
I'm good.
This is my better half.
The better half. Well, he looks good, so I'm glad that I got a chance to meet you. Okay. So
Yeah.
we'll keep him right in the middle of the video.
It's not 8:00 p.m. He's not allowed to come in yet.
I know.
Okay.
I'm going to get back. Let me come in for a 30-second lunch break.
Okay. Good to see you, Jim.
Nice to meet you. See you.
Okay. We'll see you again soon. Okay. There he goes. So my first career was an airline pilot, and then I started that apartment business, and the smallest one I bought was 50 units, and then we went to 200 units, 300 units, and so on. And we also bought commercial building. That was very good business. However, in 1986, you weren't old enough to remember this, but in 1986, we had the biggest recession we ever had in the country. It was such a big recession, they closed 2,000 banks.
I remember.
And I went bankrupt. Oh, I lost everything. My big fancy house in the country club, my private jet, everything went. So I decided to get out of the risk business. It was just too much risk. And that's how I got in the business we're going to talk about tonight, which is tax lien certificates and tax defaulted properties. So I've been doing that for a number of years. Right now, I'm in my little studio in the back of my house. I'm an entrepreneur just like you are. And I do the business I talk about. Everything I tell you about, I actually do. So I didn't do 100 houses last year, but I did 7. And I bought all of those at tax defaulted auctions. And we're going to talk a little bit about that when you're ready.
Awesome.
Yeah.
What I so admire, Ted, is like me.
Yeah.
I've lost everything through
Oh, boy.
You know, I was hit by a drunk driver 20 years ago.
Oh, my.
But you know what? I am blessed because it's who I am today. And now I'm here to serve and to give back like you know, and so we take those opportunities in life. And that's what I love about real estate is that they can take away all of our material possessions.
Right.
They can't take away our heart. They can't take away our knowledge. And in short order, because we already know it, we'll have it all back and then some.
Exactly.
And I chose to go into building communities. So Jim and I do mobile home communities, apartment buildings, self-storage, and assisted living. And so we literally build community. That's what we do. And with Capital City REIA, I'm all about building community and changing people's lives. But what you do is it's unusual. It's not your typical, normal, sexy, flip a house, make a $50,000 profit, like all, everybody talks about all over social media and all the big gurus and wholesaling and get rich quick in 30 days, which you and I know, absolutely.
Yeah, that's no good. That won't work.
It doesn't work. And that's why I'm so excited, because at Capital City REIA, I'm about bringing wealth strategies, about teaching others and educating others on how they can create real wealth that's real world, that's real life today. And obviously this implies real estate, but a lot of people don't know about tax liens. They don't understand what tax liens, or probably the most biggest misconception is they don't realize the rate of return that they
that's right.
on a tax lien. So what are you seeing today with some of your students, with some of your investors? What are the types of returns that they are generating? And I'd love to start off there, because that's one of the first questions everybody says is, well, how much money am I
good. All right. So I'll give you a couple of insights here that are very quick and easy to understand. First of all, every property in the United States has a tax, and it's called a property tax. So it wouldn't matter if it's a commercial building, whether it's your home, or whether it's a drive-in movie, or you name it, any property has a tax. So if it's a ranch or whatever, or a farm, they all have a tax. All right. Now that tax is owed to the local county. All right. About half of the counties in the United States, if the people don't pay their tax, they issue a piece of paper. It's just a piece of paper like that. And this little piece of paper says tax lien certificate on it. And they issue that piece of paper. And the beauty of this certificate is you and I can buy them. And when we do, we're actually paying someone else's taxes. And the government will reward us if we'll pay someone else's taxes. But you don't want to pay someone's taxes, and neither do I, except if we buy this certificate, this little piece of paper, if we buy it, we now control the property. It can't be sold. It can't be mortgaged. Nothing can happen until the property owner pays us back. So we were talking about returns of investment. So these certificates, they pay different amounts in different states. So for example, Arizona pays 16%. Iowa pays 24%. Maryland pays 24%.
Yeah.
Texas pays 25%. So there's all different rates. Here in Florida, they pay 18%. So this is a business that's very, very conservative. 65% of my clients are women, and they're not interested in flipping properties. They're interested in safe, secure investments. So you can't invest any money with me. I'm an educator, as you said. So with this investment, you invest directly with the government, and then you get a check directly back from the government, except it's bigger than the one you put in. So these certificates are sold. Now here in Florida, just to give you an example, and I don't want to talk too long, here in Florida, they'll have 1 million of these certificates available in this year, in 2018. I almost said 1986 again. in 2018, they'll have 1 million certificates. So you could just raise your hand online and buy one of these. But you can buy them all over Maryland. You can buy. I can name all the states, but that would be too boring right now. But you're getting the idea. So this is a low risk, high yield investment. Okay. Now half of the states sell tax lien certificates. Very good for little old ladies. Perfect, because they invest with the government, check back from the government. The risk is gone. All right. Now for the entrepreneurial, like you have a lot of entrepreneurs in your club, in your association. Entrepreneurs want to learn this because half of the states, they don't sell tax certificates. They go out, if you don't pay your tax, and they confiscate, they take the property and then they sell it for the back taxes with no mortgage. So I'm an entrepreneur. So this past year, I bought 7 properties. Smallest one I bought was 100,000. So you can add up the numbers. Some were 300,000 or 400,000. And all I paid was the back taxes with no mortgage.
Wow. So you now own these 7 properties, literally free and clear, for what you paid on the back taxes owed.
That's right. And I gave my money, again, directly to the government. and they gave me the deed to that property, and then I can do anything I want. Now, some of them, they have to have a roof. Some of them are not in good repair. But when you buy, now you know this, people I'm talking to here in Florida don't know this one. You know what a colonial house is.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm in a neighborhood, let's say a neighborhood, $500,000 colonial houses, nice ones.
Yep.
Okay. I'm buying some of those houses for $100,000.
Wow. Wow.
No mortgage.
But here's one thing that you shared, and
Yeah.
I just have to get my little dig in. It's not very often that the government actually rewards you.
Oh, they reward you big time in this business. Big
And how amazing is it? Normally they're taking from us, right?
Right.
Normally they're taking from us. So here they're actually rewarding you. You have this, I've heard you say you have this safe investment.
Right.
It's very, very low risk.
Right.
Buying a certificate, a piece of paper,
Right.
and then you control the rights to this home for the back taxes. But you're talking rates of return of 16, 18, 24, 25%. Ted, a lot of people that are flipping homes don't even see those types of returns.
And think of the work. Think of the paint in the hair and the broken fingernails and all the work they're doing on those houses. We don't do any of that. None of that. You could be doing just what I'm doing. Anybody could do it. The abundance is so much that they can't sell all the property at auction. They can't sell all the properties.
Wow.
Yeah.
That is amazing.
Yeah.
So tell me about Dorothea Gardner. Who's she?
Oh, Dorothy is a student of mine that started out, and she's a conservative investor. First of all, she's 80 years old. She doesn't want any risk, and she started out with a very small investment. And so just hold on. Let me push a button, and I'm going to play a video. Hi, everyone. We're sitting in Toronto, Canada, and I'm speaking with
Dorothea Gardner, and I'm from Toronto, Canada, and I took Ted's course 4 years ago. But I started with $30,000, and I made that into $130,000.
Wow, congratulations. Was it surprising to you to see how low some of the properties you could be purchased? Were you surprised when you first saw that?
Oh, everybody is. That's what shocks them. They're absolutely shocked that if they had $2,000, they might be able to get a property worth $70,000 in the States. The American prices are lower than the Canadian prices, which shocks people in the first place.
Right, right.
But if they buy a deed for a few thousand, 5,000, 6,000, they may get that house worth 70 or 80,000.
Fantastic.
And
you don't have to do too many deals like that to be pretty happy. Yeah. I find it concerning sometimes when I'm talking to people after summer, they say, oh, well, I'm a Canadian, I don't know if they'll like us in the United States and all that. I mean, did you get a good reception from the people there? Was it okay? Or?
No, no problem at all. You just go in to any of the offices there. We never had a problem. You ask for the information, they give it to you, and they're most helpful.
All right, that's true. Okay, so that was Dorothea. She started out with 30,000. You heard her say she made it into 130,000. How about that? 80-year-old woman. Now, she didn't take any risk, which I always emphasize, stay out of the risk business. So she invested with the government, and she got a check back from the government. So a really nice investment for her.
And at 80 years of age, the tender young age of 80, she's in.
That's right. That's right. That's right. Yeah, yeah.
Wow, that is amazing.
Yeah.
So I want to make sure that everybody understands right now how important this is to make sure you watch out for that very next email that we're going to be sending out, because we've got a lot of information for you guys coming up, and you'll be able to get registered for when Ted is here in the DC, Maryland area at Capital City REIT.